Hi everybody, this is a review for The Girl on the Train, movie and book review. Excuse me. I should have done this before I even started the video. The Girl on the Train movie. Alright, so you got a 44% on Rotten Tomatoes. I got a 1.5 out of 4 from Roger Ebert and a 6.5 out of 10 from IMDb. So it didn't get good reviews. Emily Blunt was Rachel Watson. Haley Bennett was Megan. And Rebecca Ferguson was Anna. It was directed by it doesn't say. Well, yep. The movie, just start off with the book. The book was very entertaining. It was a quick read. I mean, it took me like a week and a half to read it, or to 2 weeks, but it was still a quick read. It was very easy. Whenever I did read it, it was very accessible. It was very easy to engage yourself in it. I thought that the book did a good job of accessing the characters' feelings, the characters' moods. I thought it played well with synchronicity. With all the different, with 3 accounts, the 3 characters that had points of view in the story. I thought those were good. I thought that the suspense, the thrill, it created a lot of suspense. She's really good at creating suspense. This is one of those books that's a bestseller. It probably sold a lot of books, but I don't know how long it's gonna be in our literary memory. And what I mean by that is, I don't think it's gonna. It's just one of those cheap thrill books where it doesn't really have much beyond the emotional value. I don't know. I just don't think I don't see it having any. It doesn't feel like an important book. It doesn't feel like it has a lot to contribute to academia, to literature. I don't know. I think it's gonna be around for maybe 2 or 3 years, and then that's probably gonna be the life. That's gonna be the end of it. But granted, a lot of books go through this. I just think, when you read a book, I mean, I don't know. This is debatable, but as to why we read books and how long they last, because even books that you think are worth it don't last that long. Most books die when they are published. Their expectancy for their lifespan is the day that it is published, it dies. So that's how short they are. But this book is gonna be around for a while. I bought this. This book has been out for a while already, and it's still selling copies. So this book is gonna be around for a while. It's just gonna be I don't know. I think that literary books, literary fiction, lasts longer, even though it doesn't sell as much. Anyways, I was thinking that the movie did not do a good job of creating suspense by withholding information, because that's what the book did really well. It would make you guess who was with who, and who did it. It was always a mystery. You never knew who it was, and it's not until the end that you finally find out who it is. And in the movie, it didn't really seem like that mattered, like who did it, because the book is a whodunit, and the movie didn't really give a shit about that. It really was trying to pull this emotion out of you, and I think that's why the movie sucked, because it tried to pull the emotion. It tried to pull emotion from everybody, and it just didn't. it didn't do that good a job of creating suspense, which is what I think the gift the narrative, focus of the book was suspense, but the movie was focused more on the emotions and the trauma of the characters. And everything happened so fast. And I mean, I granted it's part of the reason that happens is because it's a book, and that's gonna happen because it's a movie. And when you're doing a novel adaptation, that's bound to happen. But I think that it's bound to happen where you're trying to get through the whole book in 2 hours, and 2 hours is all you get, and you have to cut, and you have to rush the movie felt rushed. The movie felt rushed, and a lot of book adaptations seem to do that. They feel rushed, and a lot of movie adaptations, book adaptations on movies, for movies, seem to be rushed, and this was no exception. I was pulled in by Megan a little bit because it felt like Megan in the movie was the main character, whereas in the book it felt more like Rachel was the main character because we got the most attention. Now, she had the most authority in the book, so that's why I think that she was the main character, Rachel, in the book. But Megan was the one that was killed, and Megan was the one that Megan was the one that seemed to have the most, the biggest subjectivity, because Rachel admired her, and the whole impetus of what she does throughout most of the book is that she admires Megan. She thinks she's this Madonna, and in a sense maybe she was the main character in the book. She had the biggest subjectivity, but her subjectivity was inflected by Megan's Madonna-like qualities. So that's why I was like, you could argue that Megan was the main character, and it kind of makes sense. That's why I have a hard time bashing the movie for that. But it seemed like, it even told you how, it tells you Rachel. So Rachel's the main character. But then during Rachel's point, they show Megan narrating a scene, and I'm just like, why did you do that? I don't understand. I don't think that was necessary. Again, it's time constraints. That's probably what happened. Time constraints. And when you have a little bit of time to make a movie, then you're gonna come up short on some aspects. I mean, you want it to be perfect film, but production. There is such a thing as production and convenience, and what is convenient to fit everything together so that we can produce it in the time allotted to us. It's not always about what you want. Sometimes it's what you have to put through, what you have to put through, what is demanded of you instead of what you want to give, even though there's something still being demanded of you when you want to give something in particular. It's just, it pulls on you harder sometimes, and that's what I think will happen with the movie. I think that the movie was horrible at subjectivity, and I don't know, that was the main point of the book. And I get it that a movie is not gonna show what necessarily the main ideas of the book. It's just that it felt so rushed, and maybe that's what happened. It was rushed, and maybe that's why the movie sucked. I don't know. In the movie, it felt like Rachel was much more distressed than she was in the book. In the book, she felt like she was a mess there too, with all the alcohol, and she can't remember shit, and she's so insecure about everything, and she can't make up her mind about anything. But still, it felt like in the movie she was much more insecure, and that's what worked favorably towards the book, towards the movie, because in the book it's really hard to pull that off anymore, just because everybody's done it already, and you're gonna have a hard time convincing. Maybe because I'm a more experienced reader, but it's hard for you to convince me that this character is full of these nuances and deep psychological senses. I don't know. I don't think that. I don't think that. I don't think that. I think she was complicated. I just don't think she was that much of a mess. And in the movie, she was, and I'm just like, okay. And I guess I take that for what it is. But yeah, this review has gone on long enough. Thanks for watching.